Hi, I'm Nathan. This is my wife, Louise.
Hello.
It's time for episode 4 of the N&L show. Time to talk about real estate once again. So I think we'll first of all look at the overall market.
Okay.
So what are you finding at the moment?
I think overall, especially between the suburbs that we're looking at, the stock levels are very low.
They are indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the ones that are there, they're going so quickly.
Yeah, I think not many new properties came on the market in December and January.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's just accelerating everything and everything's selling really quick.
Yeah. And actually on that, we touched last episode about people not being quite sure what to do because of the borders opening. And then obviously since then, there's been obviously some changes with how that happened. So perhaps people were waiting. Now that we sort of know where we are.
I think they were waiting.
It's gone off again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But certainly if I do searches myself, so for example Canning Vale, because I seem to always be looking at that market, there's very little houses on the market.
I did a search 850 to just over 1 million the other day and there was one house available.
Yeah, in Canning Vale?
Yes.
Yeah. They're just gone.
I think the other problem is people are struggling to find the next home to go to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were to sell this house, there's hardly anything to purchase.
Right. Anything to
So
let people.
So then they hold off from putting their house on the market and it
Mm-hmm.
just creates a chain reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So very low stock levels, high buyer demand, which
Very.
only means one thing: price is going to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it should be another good year for the Perth market. We'll just have a look at the stats quickly. So we'll look at Thornlie. So Thornlie's seen an increase of 10% over the last 12 months. Now, days on market is only 12 days.
Wow.
So that's super quick.
That is.
Yeah.
And that's by the time it hits realestate.com. They might say it hits realestate.com on a Monday. You might not have a home open till the Saturday, Sunday, and then it's like under offer by the Wednesday type thing. So that's how quick that is. Some people are obviously getting in before the home open, but that's like a general lifespan, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the median days on market.
So Canning Vale, we have median value is 625 and days on market 17.
Yeah, so still moving really quickly.
Yeah, and look, it might be a few more days there because there's some negotiation, because most likely they're getting 3 or 4 offers, and so that obviously takes a little bit of time.
Sometimes they have like a set date sale.
Well, that's true too, and that can delay it.
Auction, so you're going to be a bit longer there.
Yeah.
And then when we look at Gosnells, it's gone up 16% in the last 12 months, which was really good. Days on market average out at about 20.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of investors starting to buy into Gosnells.
Yeah.
And we're seeing some good growth and numbers come out of there.
Great.
So we might just discuss a few new listings that we have. So one is 2/65 Eynsford Street.
Yeah, that's
in Gosnells.
great. That's lovely.
Very nice
Unit.
3x2.
Mm-hmm.
Built in about 2016, so not very old.
Yeah.
It's got nice layout, big double garage, which is quite rare.
Mm-hmm.
For a
Oh,
villa.
yes, it is actually, isn't
And
it?
that's priced only from 309.
Mm-hmm.
So they've good interest in that, make a good investment property. But May Street, the apartment, that would make a good investment as well.
This complex that you have, you've sold a couple in there already, and so now we're ready for the next one, and it's a really lovely apartment complex. It's gated, so it's secure, very neutral colours, very modern, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Lock and leave, that typical lock and leave, isn't it?
Yeah, very low maintenance.
Yeah.
And for an investment, they're starting to rent these out for about $320 a week. So the rental return is excellent.
Mm-hmm. And that's from only $259.
$259.
Yeah. So both strata units there, which obviously there's just a different sale with the strata. Obviously got a little bit more involved, but you're very good at that. Don't have any problems.
Well, you need to be prepared with all the strata disclosure, have
Yeah.
all the minutes from the meeting and the statement of accounts.
Yeah.
So buyers get a lot more information when buying into strata.
But you've got it all. I've sold strata. We know what we're talking about, so there's no problems there. We haven't had any problems because we're prepared.
That's right.
Which is a good thing.
I just want to talk about how good the Thornlie market is at the moment. I just sold 36 Geograph Way, which is now settled. So that went on the market from $499 and sold for $535 in about 5 days.
Yes, that one didn't actually even get to a home open,
No,
did it?
I had about 4 offers beforehand, and
That's right.
you know, it was an offer that the owner was happy to accept. So yeah, 4x1 with a pool, big 4x1, workshop as well.
Mm-hmm.
But to sell that much above the asking price
36,000, yeah.
in such a quick turnaround just goes to show you how good the market is.
Yeah, but also good presentation. I mean, that house was beautifully presented.
Yeah.
The new owners could just walk in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that probably leads to another point, that you wouldn't want to sell off market in this current environment.
I don't know why that would be something that would be attractive to people. Do you know why?
Well, that's an easy option. You know, they might get a flyer in the letterbox that says, we have a buyer waiting for your property. Ooh, a buyer, that's great, one.
Yeah.
What about the 10 other people that might want to make an offer as well? So, yeah, you could be really selling yourself short if you're going to sell off market.
Okay, so you're saying you don't think it's a good idea at all?
No, definitely not. So you spend a bit of money on marketing, then you're going to attract all buyer types, get as many people to the home as possible, and then that's going to drive the price up.
Exactly. So you'd be silly to just sell it to the first person that comes along almost in this market.
Yeah, so as an example, even properties that have gone to market, we've had a buyer want to offer, $360 when it first hit the market. The owner said, no, we want to wait for a home open. Had the home open, had about 80 people there.
Oh yeah.
The buyer came along as well.
That's right. Sorry, yes. Yeah.
So he came along, he saw the house was flooded with people, he ended up paying another $40,000.
That's right.
So if the owner had accepted his initial offer, he would have lost out on all that money.
That's
so
right.
yeah. Don't do it, don't sell off market, and use an agent, an experienced agent.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we've got here just to have a quick chat about subject sales, and I think that actually does relate to what we were talking about earlier. Sellers not putting their house on the market because they can't find anything else.
Yes.
But then finding something else, and then obviously having to put in a subject sale offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, subject sale offers, it's hard to get them accepted at the moment because there is so many buyers around.
Yeah, they're coming with either cash or
finance.
Yeah.
So you'd have to make a very attractive subject sale
offer
to make it happen.
But obviously there are going to be a lot of people that are in that situation for exactly what we said, to upsize the house, having a family. So subject sale is the only option.
It's the only option.
To make their offer really good, you're saying you're going to have to put in a good price. Yeah. Because basically it becomes a chain.
Yes.
And look, there could even be 4 or 5 houses too, isn't it? Because you're selling your house to buy this one, they could be selling their house to buy the next one, so all those ducks need to line up basically. But it can be done, and it's happened all the time, but got to come in.
One thing that's probably starting to happen a bit more often now is that people might make an offer. People might put their house on the market and then they'll accept an offer, but it's subject to them finding a property within a certain time. So we can allow a bit of extra time. If you've got that buyer that's willing to wait and allow for that condition, that is an option if you're struggling to get a subject sale offer accepted.
But I think this is where it comes down to experienced agent. So if you've got an agent that knows what they're talking about, that's done it before, they can offer really good advice.
Yeah, because it can get quite complicated,
that's
so you
right.
do need someone that knows what they're doing.
That's right. So you don't want somebody that's just writing a shonky contract, because it could end up that you end up homeless.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine?
You sell your house and you've got nowhere to go.
Exactly. Yeah. So you need to make sure that the agent that you're speaking with knows what they're talking about.
Yes, indeed. So what about cleaning of properties when they sell?
Yeah, I thought we might just have a quick chat about that, because I did have a friend that had an unfortunate situation that hired a cleaning company to do a vacate clean, and unfortunately they were left very disappointed.
Well, didn't she show up and the cleaner was asleep?
They was, yeah. So when I feel bad and for them, and I'm sure they'll watch and see, but I think it is a lesson to be learnt in the sense of just checking reviews, perhaps using people that are recommended, or at least speaking to the agent to find somebody that they recommend, because unfortunately, they did come home to find the cleaner on the floor sleeping and the house was left in a terrible state, which is really disappointing. So
well, I think everyone's so busy it's hard to find good people.
But it just comes down to recommending. You know, we spoke about the last episode talking about building inspectors. You just want to use somebody that you recommended. If we talk about cleaners, let's use somebody that we can recommend, or check the reviews. And I think the same goes with the termite inspectors as well. Let's use somebody that we know is going to do a good job and not going to leave you paying a fortune for a terrible job.
So with the cleaning, when a buyer views the property, the house only needs to be left in the same state as when they viewed it. So it doesn't, if it's a little bit dirty when they viewed it because it wasn't presented that well, then that's how it comes at settlement. They're not required to get it professionally cleaned.
But this, I think, is a difference between obviously a vacant clean from a rental.
Different altogether.
That's what I mean, So as long as there's a differentiation there. But in saying that, if you're selling your house, it should be in a good, clean, nice state, really, shouldn't it?
It should. Well, if every house was like that, that's not always the way.
No, it's not always the way, but a little bit of lenience here and there, I think. So it's not on that list, but I just thought I might bring it up, just in this climate with listing and choosing an agent and picking the right one. What do you think? Why do you think somebody would choose you to list their house?
Because I have a lovely wife, Louise, who makes
all right.
No, I think people want to list with someone that they feel comfortable with, first of all.
Okay.
And that they can trust. And that they know is going to do a good job for them.
Yes.
So they'll know if you're going to do a good job if you can show them a good track record, for starters, of what you've sold in the area, the prices you've achieved, maybe some testimonials as well.
Yes.
Very happy clients. But ultimately, they got to like you as a person and believe that you're going to
do the right thing. Absolutely, yeah. First impression.
Yes.
You're lucky then. You got a good first impression.
He asked me a question. What about if I ask you a question?
Okay.
So we're doing the F45 challenge.
Of course.
Again. Round 2.
Got to be an exercise question.
How are you going? You haven't really eaten much this week. You've been a little bit, edgy. How are you finding it?
I don't really like it. I much prefer to eat what I want when I want and have a glass of wine at night. However, I appreciate the importance, and
You're going to win.
I'm giving it. Sorry, I'm giving it. I'm giving it a really good go.
Yeah.
I haven't had dairy, I haven't had alcohol, I haven't had carbs, so hence why I've been really grumpy. But no, I appreciate the process. I respect the process, and I'm really giving it a good go. I am committed. So if I don't win, there was nothing else I could do. That's how I feel. But we're only almost 2 weeks in, so we'll talk about it next month. There we go.
All right, well, that's the end of the show. Thanks for watching, and tune in next month for NNL episode 5. Thank you.